Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It's Mike Campbell checking in live again with my boy, attorney Andrew Wilkerson, the Not Guilty Boyz. Welcome again to the Not Guilty Boyz Podcast. We want to thank you guys for checking in on YouTube, subscribing on YouTube. We want to thank everybody that's liked and shared our videos on all the social media platforms. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for y'all. We are overwhelmed by the tremendous response that we gotten from you guys on social media. People are asking for more episodes, and trust me, we trying to produce them as fast as we can. Hey, what's going on, YD?
Hey man, this is Andrew Wilkerson, man, one half of the Not Guilty Boyz. Elated to be here. Glad to still be, spilling this pimping on y'all, man, pimping our pen once again. You understand? Like I always say, hopefully y'all picking up what we putting down, man. We love to be here. We love to impart knowledge, that we have to our community, to our people. Again, we really, really, really hope that you guys can benefit from this podcast. To all the law students that's, aspiring to do what we do, keep going. It ain't nothing special about it or nothing special to it. Ain't nothing but hard work like y'all work. If you make your mind up, you can get it done. Any lawyers that's looking to, pick up something, here we are. And the people, man, we love y'all. Keep sharing our stuff on our platforms. Follow us on our platforms, and subscribe to YouTube, man, just so you can stay updated. What we got today, man?
So, as you guys know, we're a set of criminal defense lawyers, 14-0, currently in murder and capital murder trials here in Texas. We haven't lost a case of capital murder and murder cases if it's went to trial, if it's been dismissed before trial. If you hire us, we got plenty of people that can tell you that we got the job done. So, today
you got to show some muscle when you say that 14
come on,
and 0,
now,
baby.
give me flex.
Quit playing.
So, today's topic, we want to give you guys, and mind you, while we doing this podcast, we're going to give you guys some raw and good data that, like my boy YD said, if you're interested in becoming a lawyer or law students, or if you're looking to sharpen your game, lawyers, or to the general public, if you're looking for general legal information, we're going to give y'all that. But we also going to have fun. Imagine this being more like the barbershop than the courtroom. We're not going to be we're going to be a little bit laxed up in there while we do these podcasts. So if y'all can bear with that, we're going to be cool. So yeah, back to today's show, checking my notes out. We wanted to talk about your right to remain silent. Constitutional right. It's in the Bill of Rights. One of the most important rights that a person has is the right to remain silent when it comes to legal interrogation and law enforcement interrogation. And the right to remain silent is such a huge thing in criminal defense work, because it could be the difference between one winning and one losing their case. I can't tell you how many countless cases that I have worked that we just basically lost and had to maybe take a plea because my client talked too much in the beginning when it came to talking to law enforcement. There was a couple of years ago, there was some famous attorneys out of Los Angeles. They used to smoke weed and tell you to shut the fuck up. And I love what they did, because they are telling you the absolute truth. It's nothing more you can do when the law enforcement has detained you and started to question you than shut the fuck up. That's the best thing that you can do.
Look, man, they got something called admission by a party opponent, right? It basically trumps all. It trumps hearsay. It trumps everything. Even in a civil case, if you accidentally run into the back of somebody and you get out the car and you say, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that." Shut the fuck up. You got the right to remain silent. Remain silent. That's going to be used against you. That's the first thing I'm going, you rearing me. That's the first thing. Like, he said it was his fault when he got out the car. That's coming in trial. You understand what I'm saying? Anything you say in an interrogation would come in trial. Anything you say to an officer would come in trial. Anything you say in a text message would come in trial regarding your case. You understand? So it's because you are a party to the case. You not just Hearsay would go for somebody that's just a witness or whatever may have you. But you being a party to the case, it can be used against you. Now, a lot of people call my office, and I'm sure they call Mike. I know they call Mike too. And they say, hey, man, a detective's calling me, and he's telling me to come in, and I need to talk to him. I have to talk to him.
Right.
All right. You could ask any one of my clients, all right, if you could find one, because I ain't going to tell you who they are. But we don't talk to the police. We don't do that. Understand this. You may think you're going to talk to that detective. Well, let me tell you why the detective want to talk to you first. Because he already think you guilty or something. All right. He already think you guilty. And he either wants you to confirm his thoughts, or he wants you to come in and say something that will then make him think that you are guilty. But the point is it ain't a good situation for you. All right.
Right.
Like I tell people, if you think you finna go talk to this detective and convince him not to arrest you, you watch too much TV. That's some TV shit. That don't happen in real life. If you go, the detective might be nice enough to tell you, hey, I'm gonna put out a pocket warrant and, you could turn yourself in tomorrow or whatever after you talk to him. Another thing, people get very nervous and scared, and somebody tried to go off on me. You ain't gonna talk to the detective. Guess what? I don't talk to detectives either. And I'm the attorney. All right. With 14-0 in murder cases, I believe I'm somehow 32-4 in trial over an 11-year period. And guess what? I think I have talked to a detective on the phone one time. And that's because the client begged me to, and the job depended on it or something, But you got to understand, it's not a good situation for you. And if a detective is saying, if you don't call me back, I'm going to put out a warrant. If you go in, he going to put out a warrant. You can't stop him from putting out a warrant. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how slimy these MFs is. Right. You see what I'm saying? They'll threaten you with a warrant if you don't come talk to them. And then you come talk to them and then arrest you. And then they make it seem like, I don't have a choice. I got to arrest you. Come on, fam. Police officers got more discretion than damn near anybody in the criminal justice system. Because they the ones that get that shit started. You feel me? If they find a little blunt of weed, they can decide to arrest you for it or not arrest you for it. Guess what? If they arrest you for it, you got to deal with it for the next 6 to 12 months of your life. Guess what? If they decide not to arrest you for it, you good. So when they tell you they have to do certain things, or when it's people call the police and, somebody girlfriend called the police on them, and all of a sudden the girl, I don't want him to go to jail. I just wanted you to calm him down. Well, since you called the police, somebody has to go to jail. That's a lie too, fam. That's a lie. Nobody has to go to jail. Right. Okay. But these are the police that y'all are choosing to trust and go sit down and, break bread with and sing Kumbaya with. I'm telling you, it's not a good situation. So in other words, just shut the F up.
Loose lips, sink ships. That's as real as it gets, man. It ain't, you got a right. The right to, your right to remain silent is even more elaborating with the next constitutional right, not to self-incriminate yourself. That's why you remain silent, so you don't say anything that they gonna turn around and use against you in court. That's very important. You're not finna talk yourself out of a charge. There is no such thing as, let me go in here and talk to this detective, and I'm gonna give him straight, and he gonna know that I'm guilty of this. If that detective feel that you're guilty, regardless of what you say, baby, you getting charged, and you're gonna need to be calling me a Drew. So let me tell you what me and Drew are gonna tell you when you call the office. Did you talk to the police? Why did you talk to the police? What did you tell the police? We need to know that, because what you told them is probably the difference between whether you go get off on this charge or whether or not you got to do some time or probation or something on this charge. The best thing for y'all to do is just be quiet. Just say, I need my attorney. Whatever question I ask you, I need my attorney. What's your name? I need my attorney. What's today? I need my attorney. What's your daughter's name? I need my attorney. Where you coming from? I need my attorney. What's that smell? I need my attorney.
And hey, if you don't talk to us, we're going to call CPS and get them involved. I need my attorney. And we're going to have a whole nother segment about CPS, because a lot of people think they Superman and they really a rent-a-cop.
Yeah, I can write a book about it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But let me tell you too, just to give y'all some comfort, the law says when you ask for your attorney, they have to stop the interrogation.
That's right.
Unless you begin the conversation again. So as soon as you say, and don't say attorney, don't be like these things on the movie, attorney. Say, I need my attorney. I would like to have an attorney. Can I call my attorney? And then we can talk. You see what I'm saying? They not, and on the movies, they say, well, why? Why do you need an attorney? Don't you know that if you talk to me, that's a movie, fam. Like the law says, once you ask for an attorney, they have to stop, cease, and desist unless you yourself begin the conversation. Unless they walking by the door. You know what, Mr. Officer, I do want to talk to you. Unless you do that, they can't talk to you anymore. So understand, it ain't going to be no back and forth, you know, because a lot of y'all not good at back and forth. Now, what else was I going to say about the detective? Also, another misconception that people have is, well, it might look bad if I don't want to talk. Listen to me. If you have an attorney worth anything, for damn sure if you got me and Mike, no jury in Texas will fault you for not talking to the laws. Absolutely. After I'm done with them, after I'm done with Mr. Detective on the stand, they will understand why you didn't want to talk to him. They will understand. Okay. So just understand that if you have an attorney worth anything, from court appointed to public defender to us, they will make them understand why you didn't want to talk to the police. Furthermore, it's almost mandated in trial that, and the prosecutor will try to do this, but if you have a good attorney, because it's funny, you have the right to remain silent. But a DA will stand up and say, well, if he's not guilty, why didn't he talk to the police? Why didn't he cooperate? If you got a good attorney, they'll shut that shit down too. You understand what I'm saying? So just understand, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. They just need to take can out because they will use it against you. You understand what I'm saying? My bad, Mike.
No, you good. That's one thing I'm looking for when I'm picking a jury in voir dire. If they can't understand that concept, that it's my client's constitutional right, that he didn't have to talk to that detective, and that you cannot use that against him in your deliberations. If they don't understand that, they can't be on my jury. So that's how I weed out and get a jury to understand. My client ain't got to say nothing because the burden of proof ain't on him to prove that he's not guilty. The burden of proof is on the state to prove that he's guilty. Therefore, my client doesn't have to say anything. Okay. And for you to think, like Drew said, oh man, it may look bad if I don't talk to the police. You want to know what looks worse? When there's no surveillance cameras, there's no witnesses, there's no anything else to corroborate that you did this, but defendant said to the detective that he was there and that he did it because he needed some money. There, you just told on yourself, and now you're guilty. No other evidence but your word, and now your words have convicted you. It's that important. We have won murder cases. And I ain't saying, keep it gangster, I ain't saying that somebody might ain't did something, but they kept their mouth closed and they at home today. If you feel what or just say, if you pick it up what I put down, come on now. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? It's that crucial.
Let me tell you how serious I am about it. Now, if you come to me and you've already talked to the police, that's cool, right? But if I talk to you and I tell you not to talk to the police, and then you come back to me and tell me you've talked to the police, I'm not representing you, fam. I'm gonna give you Mike's number. Hey, man. You know I'm telling you, like straight like that. That's the implication to me. I'm not messing with you because you already not listening to what I'm telling you to do. Right. You see what I'm saying? And why would I tell you to do something that's gonna have you lose? That's gonna put a blemish on my record and my conscience. You see what I'm saying? Why would I do that? So, you know, if you think you're smarter than us, you don't need us. I mean, that's just what it boils down to. Right. You know.
So remember, your right to remain silent, very crucial. Another thing we wanted to talk to y'all about on this podcast today is, you know, we get questioned all the time when people go to jail and get arrested on the case. Well, Attorney Campbell, I have about $2,500, and I don't know if I should just bun my son out or if I should hire you. So that question is always posed us. Should we bond them out or should we hire an attorney? What should we do first? Drew, what's the answer to that question?
You should always hire the attorney. Let's use Tarrant County as an example, because just from how they operate over there. Tarrant County is a county. I think a lot of counties are like this, but for sure Tarrant County is a county that's always trying to slip you up to get you to commit a bond violation so they can revoke your bond. So understand, when your bond is revoked, all the money that you have paid goes out the window. All right? So imagine having $100,000 bond, us telling you that you need to give us $10K down on a murder, which we would never tell you because a murder is much more than $10K, just for numbers purposes, right? And instead of giving us the $10K, you decide to go bond out, right? So now you've bonded out, and now you're in a restricted area that you're not supposed to be in. And since Tarrant County surveils people and they do all type of hoe shit, now you back in jail because you was at a barbershop in the area where the murder was committed and you shouldn't have been there. Or you was at we done had a guy go to Quick Trip before. A Quick Trip he shouldn't have been at in a restricted area. And they put you back in jail. Now your $10,000 gone. And now you asking me to take $5 because all your mama got is $5. And now I got to tell your sweet, sweet mama now. You understand? That's actually happened to us. Okay. We had a guy that chose to bond out. We told him and his mama the deal. And what's wild is a lot of these parents will let their sons or daughters talk them into stuff that they know they shouldn't do simply because they mad they in jail. You see what I'm saying? That's a whole nother conversation.
Right on.
But he got out. I think we told, I don't know what the numbers were. I'm not going to tell you what the numbers were, but basically he got out and he asked us to take less. And we said, nah. And honestly, RIP to that boy. That boy ain't even living no more. You know what I'm saying? So he probably shouldn't have been out anyway. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm not trying to be funny. But yeah, so understand it's a method to our madness. But even if you don't hire us, always get the attorney first, because the attorney can get that $100K bond dropped down to, Mike, am I lying? We done got $1 million bond dropped to $25K before. Yeah, so you done went to having to pay $100,000 to paying $2,500 to get out. So you done saved, what is that? $97,500 on a bond. Okay. So understand, once we can always fix it. If you hire us first and then you bond out on that even lower bond or the same bond, because it's up to the judge if you don't choose to drop it, right?
Right.
If he revokes that, we can get that bond reinstated where you won't have to start from square one again. You won't have to ask mama to go into her 401k, right? You won't have to ask granny not to pay her rent or her mortgage this month to save your ass, okay? So understand, it's a method to this. So always, even if it's not us, always get the attorney first.
And you got to realize who giving you the more value. Let's just say it's a $50,000 bond on a felony 2 case, okay? You pay the bonds for $5,000. His only job is to tell you when to go, to check in with him and when your court date is. That's the only thing he's doing. He gets you out of jail, but he tells you when your court date is and when to be in court. That's his only job for $5,000. Yet the attorney is the one that has the ability to not only deal with bond violations when they pop up, who's going to review the evidence, who's going to be there every court date, who's going to negotiate, try to get the case dismissed. And if he can't get the case dismissed, go to trial and try to convince 12 jurors that you're not guilty of this. So which one do you think is giving you more value for your buck? The person is just saying, hey, be there Monday at 10 o'clock, or the person who's intricately fighting to try to save your life? I think some people, they don't understand that we are doctors at the law. We have a juris doctor's degree. So we're on that level where when you consult with us, when you come talk to us, we are giving you life-saving advice. We're giving you advice that can help save your life. And there's no value that you could put on that. So if you could get an attorney for $5,000, mama, hire the attorney and let him sit in there. Y'all figure out the bond later. Instead of Trump coming back to the attorney and say, well, when you take $2,500, will that doctor take less than what he asking for on that brain surgery? No, not really. And you could put it on paper plan, but you can't, and he can collect. We can't collect on ours. We need ours. So, I'll let y'all marinate on that for a while, but it's a no-brainer that you hire the attorney before you hire the bossman.
I wish I could hit a credit. I hit a credit so quick.
Or had a collection agency for all.
I wish I could. Come on, man.
That's all I need is to collect on some of y'all. Yeah. Some of y'all know y'all owe me too.
Want to.
Okay. And leaving out, man, before we get out of here, we want to start a new segment called Doctor Dialogue. Doctor Dialogue. And we want to, highlight some real life cases that we have successfully litigated either in trial or before trial and won the case. Okay. And today's case that we're going to highlight today is the state of Texas versus Derrick Roberson. Capital murder case in Tarrant County. Derrick Roberson was accused of the death of a 2-year-old child by omission. Now, some people may say,
tell them that.
How can you cause a person's death by omission? Well, the state was alleging that Derrick failed to render aid or intervene into the beatings and the burnings that this poor 2-year-old girl was suffering at the hands of Derrick's living girlfriend. Okay. But mind you, Derrick had nothing to do with it. Derrick didn't even know what it was going on. And the beating and the burning only happened in such a small amount of window time that he wouldn't have known. Now, the parameters of that household, most men run their house. That wasn't how it was going in Derrick and his girlfriend's house. Now, his girlfriend was charged with the crime because she's the one who actually committed the murder. But Derrick was charged because they say he didn't do nothing about it. He didn't do nothing about it. First of all, this wasn't neither one of their childs. This child was a child that was given to her because the mom was on bad times and she had just got the child for maybe 3 months before it came up deceased. Lord bless that child's soul. But Derrick Roberson, my client, was always at work. He worked 12-hour shifts, and he was once told by her, don't ever discipline my kids. These are my kids. You worry about your own kids. And from that moment forward, Derrick worried about his kids and didn't worry about her kids and the other baby that she took in that she was watching. She wouldn't let him bathe, change. She wouldn't let him have really no interaction with that child. Well, the day that the child came up not breathing, she woke my client up and said, hey, the baby's not breathing. My client immediately called 911 and got help. Well, police get there. They get to questioning him, questioning her. Her brother comes over there. They question her brother.
What was she doing when the police got there, though?
When the police was coming, as they was arriving, we saw it on their body cams. She was loading her car up, trying to get in her car and back out with her kids.
Had the car packed up, finna leave him to fit the bill.
If the fire truck wasn't there that parked illegally, how fire trucks blocked her in, she would have been gone. Police say, oh, that's the culprit over there. Go get her out of there.
That's all right there.
So, my client, Mr. Roberson, never been in trouble before.
Hold on, Mike, because you said burnings, bro. So let's just explain. It wasn't like fire. It was, she set this baby in water that was much too hot. All right. So understand, my client, in like we brought out in trial, it's very normal for a man that's not associated with the female child to not bathe that female child.
Right.
That's a normal thing. I don't want no bathing my babies. You understand what I'm saying? So understand, this happened in an environment where he wouldn't have known and couldn't have known. You see what I'm saying? So don't be thinking, oh, it sounds obvious to me. He should have. We just want to kind of put that out there for you. And she was taking the baby on her DoorDashes with her, and she was spanking and beating that baby while being out with that baby for crazy stuff, like for pooping in a pamper while they were out or something.
And she was 2 years old.
Yeah, and understand, this was a very controlling and manipulative woman. You know what I'm saying? So just understand that. And Derrick is who I like to call Mr. Lover. You know what I'm saying? That, he had been married over 5 times. I'm just saying, like, He just fall in love quick. You know, she was the type, I think within 2 months or within a month of living with him. First of all, she moved herself in within a month of knowing this man. And then within another month, she paroled her brother to his house. So understand who this woman was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to give y'all some context. So y'all probably thinking that don't sound right. But I'm telling you, you know, who this woman was.
They then moved this other kid into his house on a whole nother mouth to feed. He was questioning her about that. She said, I got it, you know, off her DoorDash, you know, income. She had it, I guess. So,
and had him sign a document saying that he would take responsibility for the baby. And then she turned around and went and got it notarized without him knowing. So just understand, like, it was a lot there that showed that he didn't know. You see what I'm saying?
But one of the key things about that document, which the state tried to use to establish that he had a duty of care to that child, because that's what it came down to. Did he have a duty of care? Okay. And did he know what was going on? Well, we argue that he didn't know it, and we argue that he didn't have a duty. He didn't have a duty because she told the child's mama, no, look, whatever paperwork we signed is revoked. Derrick ain't got nothing to do. It's just me and the child. So that little temporary guardianship document that really don't hold no weight in court, but was signed at the UPS, she revoked that the minute she sent that text message to his mom, to the child's mom, saying, hey, it's just me and Derrick ain't got nothing to do with the baby. So again, she woke my client up saying the baby wasn't breathing. You know, he called 911. Lo and behold, they end up arresting him and arresting her for this murder. He called us, you know, we put on, you know, all our motions right away. We feel like he wasn't even going to get indicted on this. Lo and behold, he got indicted. We knew right away this is going to be a trial case. The state never offered us anything. They played us as if they was going to go to trial on her case first, which made sense since she was the real culprit, and then to come back and try our guy next. But then they tried to pull an okie doke, thinking they was going to catch us off guard, and tried to go on my guy's case, who never laid a hand on this baby first, and then prosecute her second. Well, while she, you know, went on the run or whatever she did, you know, while this case is pending, they said, we're going to go ahead and try your guy. Well, tried to catch us off guard. You know, we had to do some things, you know, had to get one of the judges recused off the case. You remember that?
Stepping. Look, what highlighted the case for me is this just another case we was doing our thing.
Yeah.
Understand, I've said on different episodes, I don't really care what a person think about me. I'm confident enough to know who I am. And, you know, I'm confident enough to know who I am and where I stand in certain situations. In all situations, I stand with the Lord, baby. So you can think what you want.
Well, hold on, Drew. But tell them how what you said stepping, in this case, how it included us getting this judge removed.
Okay, so the first thing the judge, first of all, you got to understand, Brady v. Maryland requires the prosecution to turn over any and all evidence. They didn't give us all the evidence. So in pretrial, we told the judge that we didn't have all the. First of all, we make it a practice to do our pretrial at least 30 days before the trial. Why? Because to clear up any issues, to get any evidence they hadn't turned over, blah, 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 blah. Well, Tarrant County does this thing, ridiculous, and I don't care how they feel about it. They do this thing where they have the pretrial the Friday before the Monday of trial. So if anything happens, it's for nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's for nothing. If anything's wrong, if anything's happened, you can't rectify the situation. You see what I'm saying? You can't fix it. You can't make sure your client's rights aren't violated. Can't do none of that shit unless you ask for, if you specifically ask for your pretrial to be 30 to 45 days before trial. That's a tidbit. Upcoming lawyers do that. 30 to 45 days before trial. All right. So this Friday before the Monday of trial, we tell the judge that it's 60 pieces of evidence that we need to view, 60 pieces of physical evidence. You understand what I'm saying? That we need to take the tape off, open up, look at, take our notes, inspect it, decide what implications it has on our case theory, input it into our case theory, prepare our case theory. You understand? So this judge told us that we can do it the day of trial. Are you shitting me? Mm-hmm. So what we did was we went ahead and filed a motion to get him off the case. He decided not to get off the case. Then we came back. He did some more bullshit.
He put his ears.
He did Mike like this while he was talking.
Like a little kid while I was talking official business to him on the record. He did that on the record. I never did see them do that with a state prosecutor before, but he did it against me like I was some kind of kid. Of course, we filed our motion to recuse.
So we filed a motion to recuse again for a second time within like a 7 to 10 day period. By the way, this judge's name is David Hagerman. Okay. It was David Hagerman. He is no longer a judge anymore. Praise God. That's how God worked. Maybe all that fucked up shit he was doing stressed him out. It made him want to retire. Who knows? That's the way the Lord worked. He ain't there no more. Praise God. And every citizen, every black person in Tarrant County ought to be happy he ain't. All right. Now, and understand just a tidbit. Y'all vote for these people, man. Like he was voted in. See what I'm saying? And mind you, another thing, let me get this off my chest. He went to David W. Carter. Okay. He had his Letterman jacket hung up in the office like it was some kind of trophy, like he a real that went to Carter. I know real that went to Carter. Like y'all need to like X him out the yearbook or something, bro. Cause it is an abomination to David W. Carter. Do you understand what I'm saying? Every time I seen that, I just used to be like, bro, man, I want to call my nigga B. Scott, bro. Tell him about this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Call my nigga Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. But anyway, I digress. We got him off the case. They tried to do some shit where they appointed a judge that was going to do us the same way. We got him off the case. End result, we ended up kicking the prosecutor's ass up and down Belknap. Whatever street that is over there. The prosecutor's name,
Bill
Vassar. Hey man, I call him to the front of the line. I don't give a damn. His name is Bill Vassar, bro. A piece of dookie. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say, and that's as respectful as it's gonna get from me. And I could call you everything but a child of God and even more, but a piece of dookie. Okay, that's what he is. Now, after we won the trial, well, we got 11-1, 11 not guilty, 1 guilty. Ended up being a hung jury, right? So they came back and they offered him 3 years deferred probation on injury to a child. He is now a free man. He is done, and his case has been dismissed.
Now, mind you, my bad, Drew.
I believe Shamonica Jackson got 40 years.
She got
in our guy's case 60 years. So understand, like the disparity is long as Beltline. So
our guy was looking at life in prison without parole if we lost that trial. That show you how this case should have never came to trial. Anyway, it was 11-1 in our favor. That shows how bad of a case they had. You know, but Tarrant County tried to push these agendas instead of doing what they should have did, put all their resources in prosecuting the real culprit. They tried to come out that guy, and now they know why they call us Not Guilty Boyz.
That now man mocked us in court. He even at one time he mocked the deceased child at one time, thinking he was joking in court, and when nobody laughing but him. You know,
by the end of the trial, he was defeated.
Deleted, and depleted. You understand?
And when we say we beat him, we stuck him with the law. We just smacked him in the face with the law real good.
Mm-hmm.
Black letter law. I mean,
and
the law was very clear in our client's favor. And we just made it plain and simple for the jury. They just picked up what we was putting down.
Let me tell you how bad we kicked some ass.
One of them who had a personal opinion.
And law students, listen to this. The one who had a personal opinion about it, guess why? He had gotten burned as a child. You can only get us once. And voir dire, we didn't ask anybody had they been burned before.
Right.
He wouldn't even been on our jury if we would have asked him that. So understand these intricacies, these delicate things, these ability to be diligent and informative in every step during trial is very, very, the ability to be detailed is very important and imperative. So just make that connection. The only one in the jury that wasn't going is somebody that had been burned before. I mean, that's colossal to me. Maybe, you know, but Just letting y'all know, we kicked Vassar's ass so bad that he begged the judge to hold us in contempt for 2 years straight. For 2 years straight. He asked the judge to put us in jail when our client wasn't even worthy of going to jail. Imagine kicking somebody's ass so bad, studiously, eloquently, informatively, legally. You see what I'm saying? That he wants to take your freedom from you. That's why I called him a piece of doo-doo. Doo-doo.
Well,
You understand?
We could go into that contempt stuff in another episode, but
Another time.
Derrick Roberson, State of Texas Church, Derrick Roberson, y'all go look it up. It's all over Google. He's at home. He's a free man. That's another just example of what we're capable of and what the Not Guilty Boyz stand for. We'll be bringing more docket dialogues in the episodes coming. Again, y'all go check us out. Subscribe to the YouTube page, share, tell your friends, tell your family that, 2 young Black attorneys on the internet giving out that good game, that good advice. Y'all need to go check them out. Again, at Attorney Andrew Wilkerson on Instagram, at Attorney Mike Esquire 25 on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, Michael Campbell. You can find him on Facebook, Andrew W. Wilkerson. We're on Instagram, the Not Guilty Boyz. Also on Instagram, WC_Not Guilty. We're on X. We're on Snapchat. We're going to be on the mug in your house sooner or later and on your T-shirts and your hat when we get this merchandise out here. So Not Guilty Boyz, we're not going nowhere. Drew, you want to leave the people with something?
Hey, this for y'all benefit. We ain't finna quit. You understand? We're going to keep bringing this knowledge to you, imparting this wisdom. We just want y'all to benefit from this. We are very happy to have y'all. We're very happy that y'all happy to have us. And we just going to keep it rolling and scrolling. You understand? Sign out, baby.
Logging out. We'll check with y'all this time.
Yeah.
Share, like, and subscribe.
All 3 of